Welcome back to Nonprofit Live TV. I'm Thomas Aitchison, your host. We're coming to you from Convio Summit 2010 in Baltimore, Maryland. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about event fundraising. And two people joining us to talk about that are Christy Van Heugten with Event 360 and Mindy Milby. I'm going to get this title in there because it's a long one. Coordinator of Corporate Relations and Special Events with National Wildlife Federation.
Hi.
Mindy, Christy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Christy, let's start with you. Special event fundraising. Talk about some of the main trends that Event 360 has seen over the past year as far as what's going on with event fundraising.
Sure. What we're seeing is that technology is playing a bigger and bigger role in event fundraising. And with that, it's empowering organizations to really get other people involved with them. And so what that turns into is what we're seeing growing is independent fundraising events, where there's not actually an event, it's kind of like a virtual event, and they empower participants to do the fundraising for them. Mindy has a great example of how they use that with National Wildlife Federation.
Yep, so what we've done in the last year is we used to have an advocacy event called the Great American Backyard Campout that encourages families on the third Saturday in June to get outdoors and spend a night under the stars camping. And with the help of Event 360 and Convio and technology, we've really been able to take it from an advocacy event to a fundraising event where we can get people to kind of sign up online, get the information that they need, and then go participate on their own. But it really builds a whole community feel so that they feel like they're part of something larger than themselves.
NWF sounds like a great example of things that are, client that's doing things right. Christy, tell us more about what's working for the nonprofit organizations out there when it comes to special events and achieving a higher level of results.
What's really working is enabling the peer-to-peer fundraising. It's enabling the people who are already connected to your organization and asking them to make the ask to the next person. So they, it means a lot more to that donor when it's someone that's close to them, asking them to be involved or to donate or to volunteer and things like that. Again, Backyard Campout was just a perfect example of enabling those people.
Yeah, exactly. And also our other event called Hike and Seek really encourages people that have a brand affiliation and know NWF to not only participate in the event, but send out emails through Team Raiser and other things to recruit their friends and families either to donate or to join us. And so we've seen increased donations and increased revenue because of that.
So Christy, organizations always like to hear about best practices. For Event 360, what are some of the best practices and tips that y'all like to share with nonprofits in terms of special event fundraising and what they could do better to achieve a higher level of results?
I think really a powerful tool that they have at their fingertips is data. Looking at the data that they have from past events or just their donors in general, and really asking the right questions on the registration form so that they can look at that later on and figure out who their donors are and how they can talk to them. I think you guys had a great example of that with both your events.
Yeah, so what we're doing on our registration forms is asking a survey of where did you hear about us, how are we connected, so what we can get is a real holistic view of our registrants and our participants to make sure we're tailoring messages to them as close as we can.
Good. And what about trends going into 2011? What types of things do you expect to see in terms of special event fundraising?
I think on top of the IFEs continuing to grow, the technology getting bigger and bigger, it's going to make that conversation between organizations and their constituents even better. They're going to start knowing everything about them, and not in that big brother way, but it makes it better and it empowers people to get that message even further beyond their reach. So I think that's going to be really helpful, and I also think that organizations are going to see that events are more powerful than they have been in the past because they're getting donors, they're getting advocates, they're just getting so much more reach than they have ever before.
Good. All right, Christy, Mindy, thanks so much for being here and joining us.
Thank you.
You can watch this and other discussions anytime online at nonprofitlive.tv. I'm Thomas Aitchison. Thanks so much for watching.